Here, it's nationwide. Good point.
But, I mean, so, yeah.
We'll just make it more inclusive, like. You're good, the clock's a little fast. Just so fun.
That's unusual.
You know, a minute early.
Just showing off.
We're gonna see if we can get it pulled a little bit farther. I got one line I wanna adjust.
You're good, Rick, Josh.
What's wrong with you?
You stay standing, Josh. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hello, and good evening. A few items before we start. If you could silence your cell phones, please. Our meetings are public and recorded. This is a business meeting, so we ask everyone to conduct themselves in a professional manner. Our city code allows for public comment up to 3 minutes. And for best sound quality, please remember to lean into these microphones to speak. With that, we will call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. And roll call is up next.
Alderperson Schwarzkopf.
Here.
Alderperson Giebert.
Here.
Alderperson Reinecker. Alderperson Honabut.
Here.
Alderperson Demond.
Here.
Alderperson Nevoy.
Here.
Alderperson Dojan is absent, and Alderperson Peel.
Here.
Okay, we'll conduct some business this evening. First item, I'll call for a motion to approve the financial statements.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting that kicks off with Schwarzkopf.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up, I'll call for a motion to approve the estimated and listed bills that are in your packets.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting starts with Giebert.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up, consideration of any additional bills from any of the department heads. Okay, hearing none, we will move on. We are at the correspondence and public guest comments portion of the meeting. If anyone has anything they want to come up and speak about, you do have 3 minutes, and I have a timer, so come on up if you want to speak. And then state your name for the record here this evening.
My name is Kristen Ron. I really just came this evening to introduce myself, let you know who I am. I am the proud owner of the new Susie's restaurant building over there across the street. And I just want to just say a couple things really is all is, you know, I was born here. I love Red Bud. I am looking forward to helping revitalize the downtown area. Not historically change anything. I love the history of Red Bud and want to keep that intact, but also help revitalize, open it up so we have some more employees, and just make a really great place, to be perfectly honest. I know restaurant is a tough go in any place, but yes, the left side of that will be restaurant space again. Just a brief history on me in the restaurant industry. My aunt is Peggy Beidel, who had Mary's forever, right? I actually helped finance that when she purchased that. I also worked there for a minute. My other aunt on my other side of the family was Sandy Maddle, who ran Main and Olive for quite some time. I also, in my lovely summers, I worked for Upper Crust for Sharon Brown. That was my fun high school job. Matter of fact, one of my daughters, one of her first jobs was at DeCarlo's, matter of fact. And then way back, my grandmother used to have Ron's Cafe, in the little building downstairs where Pete Rouse is. That's a really long time ago, if you might remember that or not. But I know that you all have to put me on the agenda for, hopefully the next meeting here. I appreciate the consideration. I just wanted to introduce myself, let you know that if you have any questions or want to reach out to me personally, you're welcome to do that. Anything you've got, or if there's any questions now you want to ask me, I'm welcome to it.
One thing would be a good thing, if you have hired an appraiser by the time the next meeting is in 2
Okay.
weeks. Yeah, I'm sure you can have one hired, no way it can be done, but to have one hired is gonna go a long way.
Yep, and I think Stuart's already got that moving forward. I did talk a little bit, I think I mentioned to Doug Socklaven, he can't do, he's not a
Right.
commercial appraiser.
Right.
So we were making sure that we get a good commercial appraisal, and my history, my career has been in mortgage, so I'm very well versed in mortgage, 38 years in finance, so that part of it, I totally understand, I appreciate it, and I want that information as well, right? I want to make sure what I'm doing is solid. Look at that.
Perfect, wow.
I did not plan that, but, is it all right if I pass out my cards to you all, so you have my contact?
Well, one of the comment about her and her architect gave a very good presentation. It was over an hour long, I think, before we were finished. And she has some good ideas, I think, and so we'll discuss them at the committee meeting.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other?
This is the same card I've got, right?
Yeah, it is. But good then, no questions for now? Okay, and I will say, like, the next, I know that it's the 15th right now. I may not be able to be here because of some pre-scheduled medical things in Arizona, so I might have to be gone. It's the only week I'm gone until August, but I'm gonna try. But right now, as of right now, I won't be able to be here the 15th, but Stuart Cole will be here. I've got a few people that'll hopefully come up. Okay, so any questions, like I said, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you for coming in. Does anyone else wish to speak this evening? Come on up.
Good evening. I'm Tom Stivel,
And I'm Abigail Stephen.
and just want to address the mayor and members of the city council. We are here tonight. We wanted to discuss and get a little clarification around the food truck business and the food truck policies that you might have. And I visited with Barb recently, and we went through some details. So trying to understand, and just to give you a little background with us, we recently had obtained an ice cream truck, and we'd like the opportunity to serve the community with it. We think there's some great opportunities for growth to not only partner with some of the local businesses too, for some economic growth as well. We've been in contact with some. It's a good pair, it's a good fit, where we could provide ice cream treats along with other food. So we don't want there to be any conflicts. Obviously, we're not going to set up by retros or anything like that, right? All right. But anyway, I just had a few points to make. So obviously, we're just in the process of establishing our business, and we've been in touch with some of the other area cities. And Waterloo, as an example, they have a very well-defined program for their food truck vendor business. And I guess I'm asking for your consideration to review maybe some of them. I just want to understand and have a better understanding, a clarification, have the opportunity to not only be a part of some of the local events, but to have ongoing presence in the neighborhoods and the communities to be able to serve and have the ice cream truck available. at any given time. So not just approval for any particular given events, but to have ongoing presence in the area during our season. And as you can imagine, ice cream does have a season. It's still good year-round. Okay, I'm a little biased with that right now, right? But anyway, but we want to make it available as often as we can. Let's see, I just want to point out too, and I tried to keep as many notes as I could, and I'm trying to be mindful of my time here. Certainly, we want it to be safe with background checks. We want it to be regulated properly, managed. We're just looking for an opportunity to provide another business option for the city of Red Bud. We know you have to do your diligence, and we expect that. We're just asking for some kind of permission and a license to be able to have ongoing presence again in the area. Let's see if I have any other points here. Again, in our background, our focus is to be in the community, to serve directly with consumers, but also a lot of private events, corporate events. We may do some fundraising with some local nonprofits as well. And I don't want to steal Abigail's, you got 10 seconds left. Anyway, but I think that's all I have tonight, but I think that pretty much sums it up, and so we'd like to partner with some of the other area businesses.
Okay. If you could leave your phone number with Jill at
Sure.
the table there, and we can get in touch with you and walk through some of that with you.
Absolutely, okay. Does anyone have any questions about our business or our intentions or anything else? Okay, very good. All right, thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Does anyone else in the audience wish to speak tonight? Okay, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Right now, consent agenda consists of items A through Q. Do any of you present here that want to have any of that pulled? Okay, hearing none, I do have one item that Alderman Dojon, even though he's not here, had pointed out. We'd like to make one minor update yet on the facade grant program. So I would like to slide item B down into the Finance Committee so we can discuss one single item on that yet. So that would leave consented items A and then C through Q that I would be calling for a motion on.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Okay, then roll call voting starts with Reinecker.
Hey,
A.
Okay, motion carries. That takes us right into the reports of committees and whatnot, so I will turn that over to Finance Committee.
Okay, under Finance Committee, maturing CDs, again, there are none due until later in the season for the fiscal year, so that is really nothing for this evening. The item that Kyle had requested be changed on the facade program is listed as item G on the program that you have a copy of, which is automobile gas stations, which technically all of our gas stations are actually chain businesses right now, which is covered under item A, and then auto dealers. So that item, he would like to see removed out of that program. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I would agree with making that change. It opens it up to a few more businesses in town, a little bit more of an inclusive policy.
So I guess looking for a motion to remove item G out of facade program and move on from there.
Yes, if you want to make that.
I'll make it a motion to remove item G
Okay.
out of the facade program.
Okay?
second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on that? Okay, hearing none, we'll start off roll call voting with Onabet.
A.
A,
Okay,
Do we need to approve the program now? Do we need a motion to approve the program, or
yeah, minus item G, I guess.
minus item G. So
that's what the motion was?
yes. So we now have a facade grant program, so we're going to decide on ways to promote that, but I think word of mouth starting out is going to be pretty good, so. Okay, anything else from Finance?
No,
Okay, we will shift over to Personnel Committee.
All right, we got two things. The first up, looks like Bob Lee is resigning from the Parks Department effective July 3rd, 2024. I make the motion that we accept his resignation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the resignation of Bob Lee from the Parks Department. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting, that starts with Demond.
Hey,
A,
A.
Hey,
Okay, motion carries.
All right, next up, we have another resignation from the Parks Department. Eddie Eckert, I guess he's resigning immediately.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was earlier, we're just cleaning up the books, so it's just to formally get that taken care of.
Well, I make the motion that we accept his resignation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the resignation of Eddie Eckert from the Parks Department. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, roll call voting, this starts with Neboy.
A.
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 Hey,
A.
Hey,
Okay, motion carries. Is that all from Parks?
that's it.
Or Parks, Personnel, I'm sorry. Starts with next up is Public Health and Safety.
Okay, we've got two items on the agenda. We can kind of blend them together because they're both the same. In committees, we had made a motion to order some vests, but we've kind of changed direction a little bit. And John, I'll let you explain where you're at and what's going on.
Okay, I still got the quotes for the vest. It looks like that they put the vest and the carriers together here and then slash the rapid deployment seal, so that should actually be 3. When you look at your, I don't know if you saw that email I got here that talks about what the plate carriers themselves cost. And it's right at 10,114 for just the plate carriers with the 2 metal plates. The other thing we had discussed was the, let's see here, the quotes for the 7 vests, and they were like $7,000 a piece, if you remember. So those are actually 2 separate things. And then they had the rapid deployment shield on here also.
So where are we at now? You've talked to the guys, right, to see what they would rather?
Correct. I think if we went with vest and the plate carriers with the plates, that would probably be enough. We wouldn't really need the,
Okay, but we're talking 2 separate vests here.
they are 2 separate vests.
Okay, so what are you talking about total dollars?
$18,000, roughly $18,000,
18 for, between both of them?
yes.
that's the shields included there.
That's without the shield.
No, that's, no shields. We would replace the shields with the plated
The
vest.
plate carrier vests.
So you wouldn't get the shields?
Right, wouldn't buy any shields at all, correct. But they would all have a plated vest in their car. So if they got into a situation, they could put that vest on pretty quick. You know, if they're going into a house or a hostile thing in a house or something of that nature. I mean, to me, it kind of makes more sense. And you said the plates have no expiration?
No, the plates do not expire.
Where
The shield expires in 10 years.
The what?
The shield will expire in 10
Right,
years.
right. Yeah, they expire in 10 years, so.
Right.
You know, I mean, but if we buy the shields and the first vest, we're looking at what, 15?
The 2 shields were 15 itself. Yeah, if we got 1 shield and just the regular patrol vest, it would be about $15,000.
Okay, but if we buy 2 vests, one with the plates, then we're looking at.
Roughly $18,000.
At what?
Roughly $18,000.
So we're looking about the same money.
Correct. Few thousand difference.
I guess the big question is if everyone feels that we need the vest with the plates in it. I mean, that kind of came up at committees and, you know, I don't know, flip a coin.
I honestly
you know?
think the guys having the plate carriers in their cars where they all have access to them right away is more beneficial than having either 1 or 2 shields where they'd either have to come to the PD or go to somebody's car to get it and then
Yeah.
react.
I mean, my opinion, I'd much rather do this than sit here 2 or 3 years from now and go, I wish we'd have bought those,
Right, right.
you know?
Yep.
If this is gonna be, increase the safety of the police officers,
Yeah. Has anybody got any more questions for John or?
No.
So what do we need, not to exceed 18,000?
Not to exceed 19. I would go 19 just in
19?
case. Yes.
Okay, I make a motion that we buy new vest and
Plate
plates
carriers.
for the officers not to exceed $19,000.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the vests as described in plate carriers, not to exceed 19,000. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting, we'll start with Peel.
A.
A. A.
hey,
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 A.
Okay, a motion carries. Is there anything else from Public Health and Safety? that it?
Oh, that's it, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine. We will shift over to Public Works.
We got one item on here is authorization to hire part-time labor. You got something in mind already, you discussed?
Yes, I did an advertisement. I did have applications from the previous thing, both the application I had, they both reached out. But I would like to make a recommendation to hire Claude Easter, current rate of pay, pending physical and drug test.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that they hire Claude Easter at whatever rate of pay and things gotta have.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to authorize the hire of Claude Easter as a part-time laborer in the Parks Department pending proper testing and whatnot at the
Right.
current rate of pay. Any further discussion on that?
Sorry, who seconded that?
Me.
Okay, thanks.
So we have motion and second, we've got a discussion, so we'll kick off roll call voting with Schwarzkopf.
A.
Hey,
A.
Okay, motion carries.
that is it.
Okay, is there anything to report from zoning?
Nothing, Mayor.
Okay, then we'll shift over to Cultural Committee.
All right, Mayor, we have a few things on the Cultural Committee docket. Proposed mural on the 1855 building. I guess we're making,
We're just approving that singly because Jeremy had to abstain in committee, so since it wasn't unanimous coming out of committee, it needed to be
Oh, okay.
individual vote here. That's the
Okay.
only reason it's over here.
okay. I'd like to make a motion, we accept the proposed mural on the 1855 building.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and second on the proposed mural on the 1855 building. Any further discussion on that? If not, we can kick off voting with Giebert.
Hey,
Abstain.
A.
A.
Okay, could you recap the vote, please?
Okay, Schwarzkopf is A, Deaver's A, Reiner's A, Hannaford's A. I'm not even following my own rule. And Devon abstain, Miwa is A, and Peel is A.
Okay, so that motion carries.
The next item is mural ordinance 1549. I just had one question about it when I was reading this. That mentions there's no electric involved with it. Now, is that actually in the mural or like lighting to light the mural?
That's within the mural.
Within the mural, so
Yes, sir.
you could still add lighting or electric to light it or anything? Okay. So then I'd like to.
Hang on,
oh,
actually, I've got a question too.
Sure.
About halfway down the page where it starts out and says 174-24-9 murals. I wonder if it really should read mural wall decorations are strictly limited to the commercial buildings and stop the sentence there, because right now we've restricted this to Market and Main, and I think what happened in the midst of doing facade and this all at the same time, I think some language got brought in here. I don't know that we care if a mural is a little farther back off of Market and Main, as long as we're involved in it. This would restrict them only to Market and Main.
Where else would they be?
I don't know. I mean, this would give this, if, the way it's written, they would only be allowed on Market and Main.
I mean, it's not like we have a 2D business section.
I mean, I guess, are we saying it would be okay for residential people to put a mural inside of their building?
No, because you would have it in the commercial, there would be commercial buildings. So it'd have to be a commercial building in order for it to be eligible to have a mural on it.
Okay.
But this is just saying that, like, let's say,
I guess Rathskeller.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Rathskeller is a perfect example,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Like, that would be one.
We wouldn't want to exclude them from this.
Right, no, I get it. Okay.
So that would be a suggestion I would make to this. So it would read, mural wall decorations are strictly limited to commercial buildings, period. And that would be all that would be in that sentence.
Well, still leave in the city of Redwood.
Oh, excuse me, yes, in the city of Redwood, sorry. Marked out too far. Basically, take out along Market and Main Street, take out that part and substitute the word "the" for commercial.
All right. I make a motion, we accept ordinance 1549 with the recommendations from mayor. Yeah, that's all I'm looking for.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and a second on mural ordinance 1549. Any further discussion on that? You can start the voting with Reinecker, please.
Hey,
Hey.
A.
A.
Okay, motion carries. We now have a mural ordinance on the books, or we will shortly here, unless it's official.
And one last thing, the Girl Scouts are requesting use of Rats Park Pavilion 1 minus the fees on July 28th, 2024 for their annual bridging ceremony. I'd like to make a motion that we accept their request.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on Girl Scouts using Pavilion 1 on July 28th, less the fees. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting starts with Hannabit.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey?
Okay, motion carries. I think that's it from cultural?
Yes.
Okay, anything, I don't know of anything from recreational facilities to share, other than I believe there's meeting minute notes in here a little bit later. Nothing from executive session.
Nope.
Nothing more from planning commission. Mike, do you want to make any comments on economic development commission further than what you said earlier? Nope. Okay. And then Parks and Recreation Committee, there are minutes in your packet that you can review. That takes us to old business, nothing under that section. So in new business, review of the July calendar. I believe, John, you'll be testing sirens at 10 a.m. in the morning.
I'll be attempting.
You'll be trying, okay.
I'll be trying to get it done. by
Okay. Parks and Rec will meet Wednesday evening. Just a notation, City Hall and Utility Plant is closed on Thursday for the holiday. Library Board meets on the 11th. We're back here for committee meetings on the 15th. Planning Commission, as of right now, is still scheduled, Jeff, that's correct?
As of now, it is.
Okay.
We do not have any hearings in July. It could possibly be canceled. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
and then, Mike, there was an economic development noted on here on the 24th, is
I
that?
didn't put it on.
Okay, so for right now, best that we know of, there is no meeting scheduled at this point in
Right.
time. Okay. So we'll make an X on that one. Any other changes to the calendar? Okay. Any other comments?
Yes, Mayor, just wanted to let you know, I was contacted over the weekend by Nick Quarles, Savannah Cates. He's going to have a request probably for the Cultural Committee coming up. He has two benefits he's wanting to have about street closures on Field Drive. One's late July and then one's mid-August. Told him to get information up to Barb. Just want to let you know, you see those, because the one probably will fall within committee but won't make council. Just wanted to make you aware of the one. But he contacted me over the weekend. I told him to get a request in writing to Barb,
Okay,
so.
that'll work. Any other comments, or?
I have one as well, Mayor. Farnsworth, they're doing our comprehensive plan. They would like to have a meeting with city officials, all of our committees and commissions. The two dates they had in mind would be in August, be Monday, August 12th, or Monday, August 26th. If you can make it, we'd love to have you. We'd have it at 6 o'clock, the same as we have meetings here tonight. And they'll have presentations, and the main thing is they want to gather as much of your opinion as to how we want the city to look in the next 10 years as possible. So I am going to forward those dates to them.
Okay, any other comments? I just wanted to publicly thank the fire department on a fantastic job again with picnic. Lots of fundraising going on. I hope you guys did really well. I'm glad for those that attended. It was quite a nice parade yesterday. Great, probably the best weather we've ever had, so. Okay, with that, I think I can call for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nobody's opposed, so motion carries. We stand adjourned at 6:26. Thank you all.